Yeah, man. Usually after a win, I usually don't get that excited, that crunk after a fight. But as soon as his body hit the ground, and I got that follow-up shot in. A lot of excitement, just kind of poured into me. So, I was his fourth opponent and whatnot. But at the same time, he should have been consistently training because he knew he was going to have a fight anyways. Me, on the other hand, I was just coming off a fight. They called me, like a week or two before the fight. So, I had to cut weight and, put together a game plan and whatnot. Fighting a vet in New York where he's from. So I think the odds were kind of stacked against myself in that regard. So, I'm just glad I could go out there and put on the performance that I wanted to put on and, got that knockout and, put the rest of the division on notice.
That left hand that you landed, I saw you set that up a few times, and it seemed like it just missed on a couple occasions. When I was looking at it, I was thinking, man, that thing's going to hit eventually. Was that the type of blow that you were setting up little by little? Did you know it was only a matter of time before you landed?
It only takes one. Sometimes you just got to be a little more patient. It may not be the first one or the second one, but eventually they're going to drop to one of them. And I was just really kind of waiting for him to get in a left-handed stance because he's shown that he does that, and when he does, there's really only one strike that he throws from that position, from that stance, and it's a lead hook. So I knew just stepping in, I would only have to worry about a hook coming from his lead hand. I was very confident I could beat that. And even in the knockout, you can see him try to throw his right hand from a left-handed stance on a hook line. I ducked under the first one, caught him in the chin. He tried to throw it again. I beat it, and it went over my head as he was falling to the mat. So that just comes down to a film study and fight IQ. I spent a pretty decent amount of time training every facet, striking up against the cage, on the ground, on my back, on top, with my back against the cage, with my opponent against the cage. So it's hard to say what percentage, I put into each one because I put a great deal into each one. So, yeah, I'm never going to be uncomfortable on the ground. I do pretty much all gi. I take the gi off maybe once or twice a week, just to spar and stuff. But for the most part, I'm in the gi every rep. And, I think the higher ups are really, and the matchmakers were impressed with what they saw. It doesn't matter to me who and when they give me another opponent. I'd like to fight once or twice before the end of the year. And, of course, I want to get on the main card. So, if I got to fight a top 15, top 10 guy to do that, whatever. I'll take a short notice fight. It'd be even better if I got a full camp, but, whatever, I stay in shape. So it's all good either way. I don't have anybody in particular on my mind at the moment, but, anybody, anytime, anywhere.
Does news like this trickle back to the football team? A guy like Nick Saban, would he have heard about your win by now?
I assume so. He's always looking for an example for the guys.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he'll use me as an example as a guy who took the road less traveled, sort of thing, and is kind of making it happen his own way.
Were you a fighter back in your football days as well? Like if something went down in the locker room, would someone go, "It's probably Eryk Anders again, stirring things up," or were you more of a quiet guy?
Oh man, we used to wrestle a lot in the locker room, and I reigned supreme for years of 2005 to 2009 on that front. But I would fight. I have gotten in fights, but I wasn't the one looking for trouble. You know what I mean?
You ever mix it up with Julio Jones?
Nah, that's a pretty calm, cool, and collected dude too, man.
He's
really
a stud.
Reserved, quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a stud for sure, but he's not looking to. He ain't got nothing to prove to nobody. You know what I mean?
You keep in touch with a lot of your teammates. Did any of your football teammates reach out to you after your win on Big Fox?
Yeah, Mark Ingram, Kareem Jackson, Alphonse Taylor, O.J. Howard. A bunch of guys. Really, showing a lot of love and respect for what I'm doing and what I did.
Man, that's cool to hear, honestly.